Hey, what up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the show, a weekly 5-minute video that's going to update you on everything going on in local sports.
The show is brought to you by the Long Beach Post, and it's hosted by us, the562.org. I'm Mike, he's JJ.
That's right. And this week, tradition continues. It's time for the big game. Yes, those words are in capital. Long Beach Poly at Wilson High School, fighting for Moore League and Long Beach football supremacy.
It's not a big game.
It's the big game. And it's a reason, right? It was the big game when they started playing this thing back when, I don't know, God was a boy?
Long Beach Poly and Wilson have been playing football against each other every year since 1932. That is older than 26 of the 32 NFL franchises and only 10 years younger than the oldest rivalry in football and pro football in America, the Bears and the Packers. So it gives you a sense of the history. We're talking about, we're coming up on 100 years.
We're coming up on 100 years, and it was more of those years going green and gold than maroon and gold. Poly has dominated this football rivalry.
Well, certainly, and they've dominated for the last quarter century. They've not lost on the field to Wilson since 1991. That was a Wilson team that won some games in the Division I playoffs and was able to make a bit of a run. The reason everyone's so excited about it this year is Wilson is really good. They're ranked number 1 in their division. They have a very good chance to win the first CIF championship in school history in football. Poly kind of struggled out of the gate a little bit. Started 1-3, had a couple of blowout losses. Righted the ship a little bit in the league last week against Milliken, won that game 38-3. So that's the big question. Wilson looks really good, but they haven't been playing these Division I teams Poly has. Poly struggled, but then when they played a league team last week that's pretty good in Milliken, they looked dominant.
I look at this like a championship boxing match, right? In the green corner, you've got the Poly Jackrabbits, the champion, been around forever, fought anybody willing, beat everybody, and then beat them again. But getting old, right? Time is catching up to this fighter. Maybe he doesn't have the big punch that he used to have, but when you watch those old films and you think about the past, you know at any moment he could knock you out. In the red corner, you've got the challenger. This guy's at fighting weight. He's been working for years for this one fight, this one opportunity to knock out the champ. So that's why people are excited, because this is the best version of the fight that we're going to be able to get when Wilson thinks they've got a chance and Poly is where they're at.
Yeah, we're fired up for it. We've got all kinds of coverage up. We've got a great column here with the Post explaining why this is a rivalry, even though one team has won it 28 years in a row. And we've got coverage up at the562.org giving you scouting reports on who's going to be on the field for the two teams, an article breaking down the history. Basically everything you could want to know about the game, which is a sellout. I'd like to say right now to everyone at the Post and all of the watchers, viewers at home, we can't get you any tickets.
We cannot get you any tickets, but we can give you all the information you possibly need to know. And we're posting all of this stuff on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So we want you guys to get involved. Let us know what you think is going to happen on Friday night, because at this point, anything's possible.
We cover a lot more than just football, and water polo, which obviously has a huge history here in Long Beach, has got a lot of great storylines going on this season already. We covered the Moore League Showcase at Cabrillo last week, got a chance to see all 6 of the Long Beach High School water polo teams in action. The big story is Wilson's looking really good.
Wilson's looking really good, and because of recent not playoff success, they are in Division III, so they are prime for a great playoff push, and they're not the only good water polo team in Long Beach, which sometimes has been the case. You look at a Long Beach State men's team that opened up their season with a couple big wins. They're getting ready for conference. LBCC, the men's team, is undefeated already this season, and the women's team just beat the Philippines women's national team. So everybody's playing well, and everybody's playing teams that you maybe wouldn't expect.
JJ also got out to El Dorado Park yesterday for the first Moore League cross-country meet of the season. These are some of our favorite sporting events because you get to see everybody. All the schools are there. There's great sportsmanship. Everyone's fired up. This week, it was really exciting. We had 2 one-point wins for Long Beach Poly. They beat the Milliken girls, and then they beat the Wilson boys by just 1 point.
Yeah, it was unbelievable stuff, so close, and it really just follows the theme of this fall. It's going to be a close Moore League race for everybody. We've already talked about football. We're talking about cross country. You could talk about girls volleyball. Top 4 teams are going to be playing on Thursday, and that could really shake out how the standings end up being in a couple weeks from now. We haven't had that for a really long time in most of these sports. So Mike and I are really excited to be covering some Moore League championship action here in Long Beach.
And if you want to see all that championship action, obviously stay tuned here at the Long Beach Post. Check out the562.org. Be sure and subscribe over there to support Long Beach sports coverage.
We'll see you in the stands this weekend, Long Beach.